In a small town lived a man who had nothing, no wealth, no recognition, no success. Life tested him every single day. Yet, what changed his destiny wasn't money, luck, or power. It was something far simpler, yet far stronger: the power of positive thinking. This is the story of Arjun, a struggling man who discovered that one small shift in his mind could transform his entire life. Arjun was a man in his early 30s. He lived in a tiny rented room at the edge of town. Every morning, he would wake up with heavy shoulders, feeling the burden of failures that haunted him. He had tried businesses, but they collapsed. He had worked jobs, but he was always the one fired. He had dreams, but they seemed so far out of reach that he stopped chasing them. Each day, Arjun walked through the town with his head down, avoiding people's eyes. He thought everyone was judging him, mocking his failures. "I am cursed," he often told himself. "Nothing good will ever happen in my life." The negative thoughts became his constant companions, and slowly, they began to shape his reality. When he searched for jobs, he doubted himself before even applying. When he met people, he expected rejection before saying a word. When opportunities knocked, he ignored them, convinced he would fail anyway. Arjun had become his own biggest enemy. One rainy afternoon, as Arjun sat on the steps of a closed shop, lost in hopelessness, an old shopkeeper named Hari noticed him. Hari had a small general store nearby, and he was known for his wisdom more than his business. He walked over and said, "Why do you sit here every day, son?" Looking defeated, Arjun sighed, "Because my life is meaningless. I've failed in everything. I don't deserve happiness." The old man chuckled gently. "Do you know what I sell in my shop?" Arjun looked puzzled. "Groceries? Soap, rice?" Hari shook his head. "No, I sell hope. Every customer who comes here leaves with more hope than they brought in. That's why my shop has survived all these years." Arjun frowned. "Hope? How do you sell that?" Hari smiled warmly. "Not by products, by thinking. A man who thinks positively attracts solutions, opportunities, and people. A man who thinks negatively attracts only problems, failures, and loneliness. Tell me, Arjun, which one are you attracting?" Arjun fell silent. That night, Hari's words echoed in his mind. A man who thinks negatively attracts failures. A man who thinks positively attracts success. The next morning, Arjun stood in front of the mirror in his little room. For the first time in years, he tried something new. Instead of saying, "I am a failure," he whispered, "I am capable. I am worthy. I will find a way." At first, it felt strange, even foolish, but he kept repeating it. That day, he went out to look for work. Instead of dragging his feet, he walked upright. Instead of expecting rejection, he smiled at people he met. And something magical happened for the first time. A shopkeeper allowed him to help unload goods in exchange for some money. It wasn't much, but it was a start. Arjun realized, when I changed my thoughts, my actions changed. And when my actions changed, results followed. Over the next few weeks, Arjun practiced positive thinking every day. When he woke up, he listed 3 things he was grateful for. When doubt appeared, he replaced it with a positive thought. When he failed, he told himself, "This is a lesson, not the end." Slowly, doors began to open. The old shopkeeper Hari introduced him to a small job at a warehouse. Arjun accepted it gratefully, working hard and always keeping a smile. His employers noticed his attitude. One of them said, "You may not be the strongest, Arjun, but you are always positive. That's rare. We need people like you." Within months, he was promoted. Arjun started saving money, but more importantly, he was saving hope, confidence, and belief. But life wasn't done testing him. One day, the warehouse caught fire. Goods worth lakhs were destroyed. Many workers panicked, crying that they would lose their jobs. Arjun felt fear too, but then he remembered Hari's words. Positive thinking is not about ignoring problems, it's about facing them with courage. He quickly gathered workers, helped save what could be saved, and supported his manager with ideas for recovery. Later, his manager told him, "Arjun, when everyone was panicking, you were the one who kept calm. That's leadership. From today, you're a supervisor." That night, Arjun whispered to himself, "Yes, this is the power of positive thinking." As months turned into years, Arjun's life transformed completely. From a man who couldn't even afford rent, he became a respected supervisor, then a manager. He rented a better home, supported his parents, and even began mentoring young workers who were struggling. Just like he once did, people admired his energy, his smile, and his ability to find solutions in tough situations. One day, Arjun returned to Hari's little shop. The old man smiled. Ah, so the seed has grown into a tree. Arjun bowed deeply. It was you who showed me the way. I used to think my struggles defined me. Now I know it was my thoughts all along. Hari patted his shoulder. Remember, Arjun's struggles will always come. But with positive thinking, you will always find a way through. Aryan's story reminds us that life is not about what happens to us, but how we choose to respond. Struggles will come, failures will visit, but if our mind stays positive, no storm can break us. Positive thinking is not about denying reality, it's about building strength, finding hope, and creating opportunities where none seem to exist. So, the next time you face darkness, remember Arjun, change your thoughts, and you can change your life.